Bill, can I answer just one quick question from the chat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Vincent Murray had a really great question, would it be fraud if the members of her family knew where she was, but set up a GoFundMe page nonetheless to try to make some sort of money out of this situation? And I think the answer would be yes, if they propagated a lie in order to benefit themselves from the public, they could possibly be charged with larceny. But I don't know if that could be proven. But if it was true, Mr. Murray, the answer is absolutely yes.
You know, Mike, there's a bunch of people in the chat that feel that the family fraudulently set up a couple of GoFundMes, and they had taken down the Facebook page because many people were interacting, and that's where they set up the GoFundMe. So I don't think that they were part of a fraud. I don't
think so either.
And I think that we also have to be very careful in how we treat the family. After all, they're in mourning. They lost their father. Now Hannah Kobayashi is voluntarily missing, as they would say. Right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I think that it's possible, but I don't think the family did that. I don't think they would do that. That would be terrible to do, and I wouldn't try to impute any sort of criminal mindset to them. But the person I'm really angry at is Hannah herself, because she had to know within a couple of days, being in LA and sending text messages to her aunt, that the family would probably think that the worst had happened. Going into Mexico, why wouldn't you just text someone, said, I'm going to visit Mexico, and so that's a sad part. I would love to be the police, to be notified that she's just crossed the border from Mexico back into California. I want to be the police officer that takes her into custody and says, what the heck did you do? Why did you do what you did? Because there are a lot of questions still left unanswered about this thing that she created.
Absolutely. Vincent Murray, now going to be a big issue with GoFundMe. Sarge, how do you feel about the $50,000 the family collected from Sherry Murray? I think the family used probably some of that money to travel from Hawaii to LA to search for her. So I mean, I don't think it was done fraudulently. I think that they legitimately didn't have money and they wanted to come to LA to search for their daughter, for their relatives. So if, people may think they fraudulently set that up. I personally don't, but because then we'd have to think everyone knew about this whole thing. If Cats had thumbs from the chat, yes, her unusual actions do indicate some sort of psych issues, in my opinion. But we out here don't know all the interpersonal issues she's dealing with. The family's just going to have to deal with this in family. If Cats had thumbs, very articulate, very well spoken, very well said, I actually should say, since it is a text. Deb Galloway from the chat. I've had issues with Tara Mama. I know I've had issues with mine too. I made them worry for many years, but thankfully never stopped talking altogether. I did have a great family, but in-laws gave me a different look. Guys, we all have family issues, all of us, but this isn't good. All right. She sort of staged her missing. She did some overt acts that led everyone to believe that she was missing and in danger. And she still may be in danger, even though they know where she is. She went into Mexico by herself. Could that be part of her overall plan that we're unaware of? Could be. Woman of Steel became a YouTube member. Well, thank you and welcome to the Police Off the Cuff family. Very much welcome. Karen Kennedy from the chat. I had a friend in the 1970s who, as a teen, ran away with her boyfriend to LA and was found murdered. I had a bad feeling about LA and single women. Imaginations go wild. Karen, I'm sorry that happened to your friend. But any of us that go into a strange city, a strange town, you're in danger. You're an outsider. And people aren't just going to welcome you with open arms. And the bad element in these cities, in these towns, they can read that like a book. They can see that you're an outsider. Game Fires from the chat, mental health. Tomorrow, man, this is a spoiled brat. We left everything behind her good, and your family just go party with some dude in Argentina. Game Fires, if you know something we don't know, I don't think that's the truth. Obviously, there's some issues with her family because she chose to do this. Pen from the chat. Exactly, they were transparent. It's the family, sadly, who continued not to want to listen and still not want to. You heard the person reply regarding the family right there to them. So, look, as far as I'm concerned, this case is over, as the LA police said, and Hannah Kobayashi is alive. And she's an adult, and she has the freedom to go about and to come and go as she pleases. Let me go back to the rest of the press conference. So it's she.
Is San Diego there?
Yeah, she walked through the San Ysidro port of entry, and she walked through the tunnel that leads to Mexico, and that was at 12:13 on the 12th, 12:13 p.m.
What about the text messages that she sent to her family before it went silent? It sounded as though she was in distress. Can you speak to her state of mind and what indication that gave to you?
Yeah, we want me to address it.
Yeah, if you would.
So we can't speak to her state of mind. We are aware there have been some communications prior. We are aware of that communication, and we cannot necessarily interpret. I think some of the communication can be interpreted a number of different ways. So at this time, we're not able to interpret those communications without having Hannah present to explain, how she felt when she sent them and what the specific meanings were for those messages.
Okay, one more question. Hannah was seen with an unknown person at Metro Station near the Dot-Com Arena.
Yeah.
Any idea of who that person was?
So the question was about the individual that she was identified traveling with on the Metro. We have identified that individual. That individual was cooperative in the investigation. That individual cooperated by allowing himself to be interviewed with his attorney present and family members. He gave a full disclosure of the entire sequence of events. We utilized independent investigative techniques to verify his story, and it fully checked out.
What was the relationship? What were the intentions?
They met at LAX. All right. Thank you.